This here is the ESR hybrid magnetic case. It's going to be in the clear variant, and I have it on my iPhone 17 Pro Max in silver. I also have their ESR upgraded MagSafe wallet that now holds 5 cards, and you're able to attach it magnetically to your iPhone with the Find My capabilities built in. So you can find this wallet if you were to lose it or if you were to forget it somewhere. So it's a great attachment to this case, and let's go ahead and check out both of these. Let's get started first with the case, and then we'll move on to the wallet. The case here looks best, I think, in the clear option compared to the other colors they offer, because it really shows the silver 17 Pro Max new design, and I really like how it looks overall. I like how they changed the MagSafe ring to not go fully around, since you don't have the Apple logo in the middle anymore. It kind of goes into the Apple logo and it's cut off. And the alignment magnet is also neat because it goes into the small groove of the bottom part of the Apple logo. They did a good design change here to match the design of the new phone. Let's get started with the front lip. The lip here is really protective around the display. It's not too tall where you're bothered by it when doing different gestures. So it's really great that they incorporated this lip. And you have these cushion pillows here on all 4 sides that absorb impact if you were to drop your phone. They say that this is military grade protection on your device. Only a big drop can actually tell how this is going to protect. Good that you have these 4 corners protected if that were to happen. The buttons are really nice as well. They come out of the case just enough where you have feeling to them when you want to press them, and you know exactly which one you're pressing just by how they feel. I like the clickiness of them. Here you can go ahead and hear it. The buttons are really clicky. If they could change one button, I think the camera control button will be the best to change, since it's kind of recessed and you feel it kind of dipped down. And I wish it was a little bit higher so it matched the case overall, and that would have been a lot easier to use, just like it is on the actual phone. But it's not stopping you from using this case. Let's see, if you go ahead and open up the camera app, you can take pictures with it and you can do different gestures. I've set mine to zoom control only, since it's a lot easier for me to use the camera control, and I think this is a really great camera control button within this case. The other part here is that you have a lanyard hole here if you want to go ahead and use the lanyard within the case. Of course, if you tug on it over time, it's kind of going to loosen up this corner right here. So do have that in mind when using those lanyards. But if you want to use one, you have the option to do so. The bottom portion does have everything exposed. You have your USB-C port, your mic and speaker holes, so you don't have to worry about those being covered up. The USB-C port is a little smaller, so keep that in mind as well. If you want to use bigger USB-C cables, you might have to remove the case. Since the opening is large enough, I would say, for like the stock Apple cable that comes with the device. So have that in mind if you're using those bigger cables. The backside is the best part, since you have something built in to your camera guard. So this camera guard here is protecting the actual lenses. It's a lot higher than the lenses and the LiDAR and flash. However, when you open it, you have the ability to use this as a kickstand. So if you've watched my previous video of this case for the 16 Pro Max, you knew that one had a camera guard as well, just a little bit cut off right here. I'll leave a link to that video if you want to check it out as well. But this one here has the ability to have a bigger camera guard, since you have the whole plateau coming out. And it allows you to use this in landscape or even in portrait mode. But because this camera guard is a little bit bigger than the old generation and the plateau is bigger now, you kind of don't have the same angle that you would have on the 16 Pro Max. So you're not gonna get the similar angle that you had before if you're used to that case. But if you never used the previous version, you won't really notice that as much. It still works perfectly fine. You can get that landscape, and then you can also get the portrait. So it works great for watching movies or shows, YouTube videos, or even taking FaceTime calls. That all works out perfectly fine with this camera guard. I like that it's built into the case, since you don't have to use another MagSafe ring here that's a kickstand. The kickstand is built in right there, and you have it all the time, and it doesn't really add too much bulk around the phone. It protects the camera lenses even more, since the camera lenses are going to be further away from the end of the case. So good job, ESR, for making this case even more protective. I like the fact that also, since you're not using another MagSafe ring, you can go ahead and charge this thing while also using your camera guard as a kickstand. So the charging aspect of it is the best part, since you can watch videos and charge this right at the same time. So that's another bonus feature there. I like that the case is really snug around the whole phone. You don't have the sides extremely loose in any way. You have them good around the phone, and it's not that easy to take off. You have to put some pressure to take the corners off, so you can go ahead and take off the case. So I think they did a good job with the protection all around, and you don't have to really worry about this case coming off. Overall, the case is really nice. It's pretty slim. You don't have to worry about this adding too much bulk to your phone. As you see, camera guard is going to be on the bigger end because you have the kickstand on top of the regular plateau cover. And I think that it doesn't really bother that much if you have the kickstand built in, since you have that additional function. You have grip when you're using this case. You don't have to worry about this slipping out of your hand very easily. And of course, as you use it, you're gonna get a lot of fingerprints on it, and it's gonna show, but that's something that happens to all clear cases. The fingerprints and the oil on the case are pretty much gonna allow you to have more stickiness on the case, so you don't have to worry about this falling out of your hand. So here is the ESR updated MagSafe wallet. You have another new feature, and that's going to be here, the inside of the wallet. You have a clear window to go ahead and add 2 more cards, or let's say an ID. Since the window is clear, you can see your information on your ID plus another card, and then you have the option to add 3 cards on the top portion. So you have a total of 5 cards that can fit on this wallet now, compared to the 3 on the old wallet. You also still have your finger loop here. So what this allows is to pretty much put your finger through it and then keep this on the back of your phone like this. So it's a lot easier to hold your wallet and your phone with this finger loop. I know a lot of people have different MagSafe rings with finger loops, but this one has it built in right into the wallet. The other neat part is that you have another kickstand. So instead of using the camera guard, if you have the wallet, you won't be able to use it that well, because of course, if you open the camera guard, you're gonna have the wallet in its way. You can go ahead and use the kickstand of this wallet here. It keeps it into portrait mode here. And then you also have the ability to rotate this wallet and then use it in landscape as well. So you can use the wallet independently. Let's say if you want to use it on the iPhone itself, let's go ahead and take off the case. And on the iPhone itself, you can go ahead and put this wallet, and now you have a kickstand. So it doesn't matter if you're using the ESR case or another case, or you just want to use it bare on your iPhone, you have that option to do so with this wallet. The other neat part here, of course, is going to be the Find My tracking, and that tracking is going to be with this built-in battery here, which can be recharged with the ESR cable. I like that they did an amazing job matching the cable color to the leather here on this wallet. You go ahead and attach the cable, and that is how you recharge it. Just go ahead and plug this in to a power brick of your choice, or another device that can support charging through USB-C. Keep the cable nearby so you can recharge your wallet. So of course you always have that Find My tracking. It's pretty neat that you have the battery icon here for the wallet. So it's gonna let you know when this thing gets low in battery. So make sure to recharge it when you get that notification. Otherwise, it's probably gonna be too late when you lose it and it has no battery left to use the Find My functionality. So that is extremely important when getting a MagSafe wallet like this one. I like that the wallet has a speaker built in. So if you were nearby and you need to find where it fell, let's say in between the sofas, then you can do so with the Find My app by just playing a sound. So let's go ahead and hear how it sounds. It's loud enough where you're gonna hear it, and it has a specific tone where you're gonna notice it as well. So that's also neat with this wallet, especially if you're keeping your ID and your cards in here. You wanna make sure there's a way to retrieve this thing if you were to lose it. I think it's really great that they made a bigger version of this wallet, because those 3 cards was not enough. And now you have the ability to add an ID plus an additional card, which is really nice with this wallet. It would have been cooler if they could make the charging of this wallet through MagSafe, and you won't have to use their special cable. That way you don't have to worry about the cable. And most people have MagSafe chargers nowadays with these iPhones. It'll be a lot easier to go ahead and recharge the battery of the wallet. I do really like both of these. I like the case because it's extremely slim and it has that protection that you need. And then the wallet is really neat because you have the ability to find it if you were to lose it. And you also have an additional kickstand with it. So it has dual purpose here than just your wallet. So it's a pretty cool combo. You have different colors for each of these items if you want to check them out. I'll leave links to them in my video description as well, so you can check them out for yourself. If you have any additional questions, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Zanif Tech is out.